Hello, welcome back. This is Wency from Wency's Toys channel, and in this video, I will be reviewing the Lego set 75374, the Onyx Cinder, from the Lego Star Wars series, from the Disney Plus TV show, The Skeleton Crew. So let's get right to it. Oh, and before I forget, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel, and it would help me a lot in bringing you more content like this in the future. Thank you very much. Okay, so now let's take a look at the minifigures. So this set has 5 minifigures, and I'll go through them in the order that you build them, because the Disney Plus TV show, The Skeleton Crew, hasn't aired yet. So we don't know much of the lore behind these minifigures, so I'll just review them based on how they look in Lego. So this character is called Win, so he's a kid. So there are 4 kids in this Skeleton Crew, as per the TV show. And he is a kid of color. Well, there is no such thing as color in the Star Wars universe, but he is of a darker skin tone here with his afro hair, a little bit stereotypical, but I guess that's how he is in real life. And he has a blue flashlight, he has a flight jacket here and a green shirt. He has these movable meaty legs for his minifigular legs, so that is pretty cool. He's got a walkie-talkie here. Fortunately, there's no arm printing, so it's pretty plain, and just a normal back for the flight jacket, and of course his light green shirt is peeking through. He's holding a blue flashlight, I would presume here, as per what's in the first few images of the Skeleton Crew TV show. So next up, I guess we have the youngest here. He's a Ortolan. So the only other Ortolan that we've had from the Star Wars original trilogy was Max Rebo from Jabba the Hutt's palace, one of the band members there. But here now we have another Ortolan here, but he's a kid. So I guess with the wave of love for Baby Yoda Grogu, now we have a kid Max Rebo. So his name is Neel, Neel, and he has somewhat sort of a, I would say, a jumper style printing for his torso print. He only got the unmovable or the static baby legs here, but the minifigure head is pretty nice. I like the molding, and it's actually dual mold, I think, because he has this dark blue hair patch here at the top, which is pretty cool that they've added that little detail. I like the eye printing, but this would probably be a source of misprints here if they didn't print that properly. And he has his orange flashlight, and at the back, yeah, just a normal jumper style back printing here. Next, we have one of the older female kids here, I think. This is Fern. So she has very nice face printing here. Again, a flight jacket type torso print. Very black as opposed to Win's brownish flight jacket. And of course, she has this movable meaty legs as well, a yellow flashlight. So they've got very nice colored flashlights here in this series. Just normal back printing for the leather jacket. And I believe she has a scared facial expression, just like Win. Next up, we've got KB. So she's another female character here. She's another female kid. And She has this gray suit here with gray meaty legs. But one thing that is being hidden here from her facial expression here and her white hair, and as you can see that her eyes are white. So this might indicate that she is a little bit special. So let's take a look at the back print. So the back torso print is just a plain continuation of the front print. But here, if I switch over or take over the hairpiece, the front one has her have a cybernetic implant here, just like the character Lobot from the Empire Strikes Back movie from the original trilogy. And here, her secondary print, she has somewhat like a visor. So if you're also a Trekkie, then you would know that there is another sci-fi character from the Star Trek series that is like this. That's Geordi LaForge, and he also has white eyes because his eyes can see more than the normal light that humans perceive. So I guess she wears a special visor to be able to see properly and to filter out certain light waves or electromagnetic waves that she can see with just her normal eyes. So very, very interesting that they've made a character like this in the Star Wars series. And last but not the least, we have the pilot of the Onyx Cinder. So I'm guessing since the Skeleton Crew is set at 9 ABY, or 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, which is basically most of the Disney Plus shows right now, like Ahsoka, The Mandalorian. Those are set after the Battle of Yavin, so after the original trilogy. And his name is Jod, so Jod. And he is said to be force sensitive if he is not a Jedi. So we will have to see during the series if he was a former Jedi that survived Order 66, or if he's like Kanan Jarrus from the Rebels animated series, or like I said, like Ahsoka who survived Order 66. So we'll have to see his backstory as well, or if he's just force sensitive, right? Since because of the Empire, none of the force sensitive beings were trained to be as Jedi. So we will have to see, because he has his accessory just as a gun, not a lightsaber. Maybe they didn't want to give any spoilers for the TV show, but yeah, they only gave him a gun here. So he has this flight jacket, almost like an Indiana Jones type printing here, nice leg printing as well. So he's the only adult in the Skeleton Crew. And it is said that the premise of the show is that he will be guiding the four kids back home, trying to find their way back home from a mysterious discovery from their home planet. So it might have been a gateway in between worlds again. So we'll probably see more of that in this series, hopefully. And as the director said, John Watts, even though it's a show with kids, it is not a kids show. So we'll have to wait and see. And of course, he has just normal back printing, and his secondary facial expression is a angrier facial expression. Okay, so now on to the main build. So again, this is set 75374, the Onyx Cinder. And first, let's take a look at a size comparison of the Onyx Cinder. And on the left here is last year's Ghost and Phantom 2, one of the more famous transport ships, second to the Millennium Falcon, of course. And this was out about the same time last year, so around September 2023. So it was from the Rebel series, and now it's in the Ahsoka series. So, and this is the Onyx Cinder. So it might be nice to know that these ships are now going to be in the same time frame in the Star Wars timeline, that both will be existing at the same time. and that we might see them in the Star Wars starship hangar at the same time. That would be so awesome. But as you can see here, it's almost the same size. So the Ghost is, of course, wider because it is a Corellian design. I don't know what the Onyx Cinder is yet. So, but the lengthwise, it's the same length, almost the same bulkiness. So this is what the Knights of Ren transport ship should have been when it came out. It almost looks the same as the Knights of Ren transport ship, might be the same ship even, or the same model even of the ship in the Star Wars universe. But of course, if you've seen my review of it, I'll put a link up here, then you'd know that there was something lacking with the Knights of Ren transport ship. But I'll go into more detail on this Onyx Cinder, and yeah, let's do that now. Okay, looking at the Onyx Cinder in a little bit more detail, as you can see, this is mostly like a transport ship, right? If you've seen some of the Rogue One Star Wars movie, or like even in the Andor series, or even some of the Star Wars movies, there is always a transport ship. And even the not the Y Wing, the transport ship used in Rogue One almost looks like this. But even the Knights of Ren transport ship looks like this. And like I said earlier, this should have been what the Knights of Ren transport ship should have been. I know they wanted to, I guess, put out a ship for the Knights of Ren because of the Rise of Skywalker movie, but they should have built it like this and not just a simple Lego set that is cheap, but it looks really cheap, right? This one, although it's a little bit more expensive since it is as big as the Ghost transport ship, it is worthy of, I think, the price. A little expensive, yes, but with how it was built and how much playability you're going to get from it, I think it's worth it. So looking at detail, for a transport ship, this has a lot of armaments. Like there's a turret gun here, there's turret guns at the top here as well. There are stud shooters here at the top here that's on swivel plates here as well as there. There's a lot of swivel turrets. There's a swivel armed radar dish here, almost like the same as the newer Millennium Falcon's radar dish. And one of the cool features in this set is that it has, I would say, 6 ion engines. And this is pretty much a vertical takeoff and landing type of ship. So there is a mechanism here where you can slide it left and right, or up and down, left and right. And the engines go on a vertical here so that it can lift off like this. And then it can swivel like that, like a vertical takeoff and landing. And you can just go on your way. Very, very nice. I like how they built that mechanism. Of course, like a lot of the ships nowadays from the Lego system, that a lot of these types of mechanisms are, you're able to do that because of the Technic pieces inside. So if you see my fast build, a lot of the first bags will give you the skeleton of the ship using Technic pieces. Again, there is a cockpit here. The one thing I wish would be an improvement here would that this canopy here, these are just all stickers, but it would have been nice if this was a real transparent canopy, because there is actually a place here for the pilot. So I have Jod here, sitting here, but he doesn't have any studs where you can securely place him, so he's just like lying down there. And this is where the cockpit is. And here there is a door here, so there's a clip here so that you can bring this down, and this is where all the flashlights are. And it is actually hollow in the middle, as you can see there. So it's not symmetric, although the build process is almost the same for this half of the ship and the other half. A lot of the plating, because it is a lot of Technic pieces for the I would say the play features like the vertical takeoff and landing engines. There's not a lot of room in the front or at the back. Like here, if I take this plate off, you can easily take this plate off actually. There's not a lot here. It's a lot of Technic pieces, as you can see. So again, putting this back, can easily put it back. It's easy. And a lot of the shaping here is just angled Technic pieces. So that's nice. Also here, a lot of the angling here is just a lot of Technic pieces as well. There's also a grappling arm here. It would have been nice if this was, or it would be better if this was a little bit more retractable or extendable. But this is just a grappling hook here. Some more turrets here at the front. This is a well-armed transport ship. So it would be interesting how the history of this Onyx Cinder really is, if it's a smuggler's ship just like the Millennium Falcon. And you can also bring up the cargo bay here. So you can see there, I have the minifigures pretty much all inside. So you can see there's also the flashlights there from the other side. So that is pretty cool that there is a lot of play features here as well. At the back, the engines look pretty nice. They are very Star Wars-esque, I would say. And there's another ramp here, although it's a little bit more, the clips here are the more sturdier ones, so there's a lot more cargo base there. There's some boxes there, but if you land this here, then of course that will just fold up. So it's not really much, but very interesting. Would be, I don't know if in the show the landing pads are retractable, but since this is a Lego set, there is not much room anymore to make these retractable, but it's nice, it's okay. So it is also a pretty good display piece as well. It's pretty bulky, it's big, and a lot of play features. And yeah, this is really what the Knights of Ren transport ship should have been. If it was like this, wow, a lot of people were probably buy that set a lot more. So that is my quick raw review of the set. And it's a nice set. It has a lot of nice build features. It's a very interesting build, not too monotonous. And I would say it is really good thing I bought this as soon as it was released. I think Lego was hesitated on releasing this for the September wave because the show is not going to show until December. But since a lot of the retailers already put it on their shelves, because I guess it was already marked for the August release, then yeah, he said, oh well, fuck it. That's why a lot of the leaks of how this looked was out there earlier before than the official Lego release at the SDCC. And so that's it for my raw review of the Lego set 75374, the Onyx Cinder. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. And please consider subscribing, as a lot of my viewers have not yet subscribed to my channel. And it would help me a lot in bringing more content like this in the future. Thank you very much.